So welcome back. At this point, I've disassembled the battery pack, and I did some testing on it. I tried jumpering in. Um, I'm going to need you to hold this. I tried jumpering in on. We're going to go right in here, and I'm going to heat this up and remove. So get into this angle. I tried jumpering in with a functional battery, thinking that from my testing it appeared that only one of the batteries out of this 3-pack has failed. And with that being the case, I thought, well, there's a chance that I could there's a chance that I could wire in a charged cell, a charged battery, and that would transfer enough energy to the battery that is not taking a charge because see what happens with these lithium ions is if they go below a certain voltage, the charging circuit won't recognize it, and then it doesn't take a charge. When a lot of times, if you can give it enough juice, get enough power in it to bring it up to that level, let's say it's 1.3 volts that it needs for the charger to recognize it, then that's all it needs, and then you get a couple more years of life out of that battery. And I mean years, I mean like a lot of cycles. So it's worth it to nurse these cells back to health. In some cases you can do well with it. So now what we see here, I really would like to have a plastic pointer. Yeah, this is plastic. So I'm not going to be able to get this to focus. This right here, this line, this part here, I've removed the solder from that, okay? This here used to look like this here. So I need to remove these solder points. There's one here, and there's one here at angles. So my wife's going to hold it for me. I'm going to lay the soldering iron in there, and then I'm going to use a solder sucking pump. So this push this down, and then when you press the button, it creates a vacuum, and it'll suck the solder up from around these joints. Once I get all the solder out of here, then I can maybe start figuring how to wiggle it apart, and we can start pulling batteries out of it, popping new ones in, and Bob's your uncle. That's really all I need to do here. But I will need you. Thank you. And this is just imperative that I don't get loosey-goosey and make contact somewhere where we don't, because that's the thing about electronics. There's positive and there's negative. There's red and black, and we don't want to mix them up. Okay, we got to go back in there. These, hold this here. These two, I'm just going to throw them into that can with all that metal debris. And hope for the best. To my left. Oh, okay. why don't we flip this around? Yeah, I gotta go on the right side of it, and that's where there's all the components are there. So we got these two, and then there's these two, and it's weird, you know. There's 3 batteries, so where's the other connectors? I only see. You know what I mean, Gab? There's 3 batteries. There should be 3 connectors, and I'm only seeing 2 on each side. And we got a lot of smoke. What's going on with this one? We might have to get the
It's like some other sort of material.
No, it's solder. It's just taking a lot more heat before it's melting, and we may very well need to use some desoldering braid. We want to. So we've made some progress here. Now, looking here, to the right by the switch is the red, and to the left is the black wire, and I think I'm going to have to I'm going to have to hit this with the desolderer and just pull that wire out of there. So here we've got the red wire out, and I'm going to bend this down. There's 2 black wires. There's 2 black wires. Of course, it's got to be a little bit more confusing. And once we get this apart, it will become a little bit more clear how all of this connects. Because I honestly do not understand how this is making connection. And this is a huge part of the reason for me proceeding so gingerly is like if you understand what's going on, it's a lot easier to work than if you're if you don't have a clue. You know what I mean? So you know what, honey, we'll get to that in a minute. Just set it here, please. Please, I need to hold this. And I really don't want anything to short here.
Okay, thanks. Neither do I.
Yeah, and we're really close.
Thanks. I'm holding. It's in my hands.
I know.
So don't freak me out.
My face is closer than your hands.
Yeah, but your face is farther away. No, it's not. I'm holding it with my hand.
Okay, we got to do the other wire. So I should be able to do this. I should be able to. I should be able to repair this. Oh, it's not a black wire, it's a blue wire. How do you like that? Nice and fancy, colorful. Okay, so this comes off like this. We got it off the PCB. And now we're going to expose now we're going to pry this. There's paper on here, and underneath of it, underneath the paper, is some of that real thin metal that is the connection points between these cells. And it's got this paper insulator, which is glued on here, and then underneath that is these tabs. And when I get this off of here, like, okay, I got this, I got it off. Now I've got some better test points, but not much better. It's just, I think that only one of these batteries is bad, and if I can replace just the one, it'll make my job easier. But how long will it last too? So can you hold this here? I need to get at the bottom though, so you got to move your hand so I can. Yeah, see, I think these other two batteries are good. Here's the positive side on one. Put this here, and then test this here. Yeah, 398, and then we get to put the negative probe here. Oh boy. Oh, 1.8. So we've got one good battery. Yeah, we got one good battery. Now, how is this? Oh, that's buddied up with the other one over here, right? Well, I can get in here. So this one is good. 3.8. That one is good. So there's 2 good batteries in here. This is the one that needs to be replaced. So let's pry this up. Boy, this tool was like it was made for it. I use this prying tool, and there should be I've got to get something in there to. This needle nose. I like to say there's a needle nose for every job, and for every needle nose. Okay, there's one. I'm peeling back these metal tabs, and I'm going to attempt to solder in. I think it's just one battery that died, and the other thing that I'll need to do is this fell out. It's gonna have to go back in there. Okay, here's the dead battery that I managed to peel out of this thing. And now is going to be the moment of truth when I test it. And then what we're going to have to do is try to force a good battery back into this thing. And yeah, this is the dead battery. This is it. So now what I need to do, it's a 1500. This is a 1500 mAh battery. And what are these? 2200. Excuse me. I have a container of lower milliamp. Here's a 1500. Let's see if it comes up. It comes up charged. Let's see if it. Yep. So what I got to do now is flatten this out. And then I'm going to have to so I flattened out the connection, and then I'm going to put solder on it, and then I'm going to have to try to solder this. And let's see. This is the negative, so the positive would go on the other side. So how in the hell am I going to solder that in there from this angle? Ay, 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 ay. First off, we're going to tin it. And then if I can just get it to make connection, like I probably should just remove all of this so I can go in properly from the top. I never should have bought this. You're asleep? It's 11 o'clock and you're fucking conked out, huh?
You're making a video.
I know, it's just rude when you fall asleep like
You're
that.
making a video.
Okay, where's the battery?
Which one? Like this one? The newer
Yeah,
picture?
yeah. All right, I need you. We gotta see this toothbrush goes under here. Hold that. So you gotta hold these together, all three, like this. And then this. Hold on. There's a problem. Okay, so this has to go. We got to run solder, and these have to get. So you're going to have to.
For find the solder?
Yeah. I think that's good. All right. Now the other one didn't take this side. Okay. Now, where's this? There's this thing here. Okay. All right. Now, you gonna run me here?
Sure. So one's supposed to be positive up, one's supposed to be positive down. These batteries.
You can't. You almost fucking shorted this.
Okay, where am I going?
To the point of solder right here. You can't overshoot it. Okay, you almost connected this with that component and it would have blown it up. Now you got to go on the other side. Okay, now you want to come on this side. You can't touch anything else though. You cannot touch anything else. You're going to touch something else.
Okay, where is something else?
Right there.
That
right
thing?
there. Yes.
The silver thing that
yes.
I'm not near? Okay.
Okay, now, well, we got to do some more. Okay, do some more.
I think you might need flux.
No, you just need more.
Okay.
And we got to do the other side.
So like I asked you, this is negative here, and the other's, that's negative here. I mean, is that how they're supposed to be? One's flip-flopped?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Okay, well,
I don't know.
oh, all right. Well, you put that battery in is why I'm saying that.
I think I put it in right.
Okay, well, okay.
I mean, there's 3 fucking batteries, so it's... Okay, but for right now, this, you see that down here?
Where we were just working,
Yeah.
but on the other side of it.
Don't touch anything.
I'm trying not to. I don't think I am.
Okay, so we've got it. We spliced in the one battery. Two of them were good. Like the initial testing that I did was correct. And as you can see now, when you press the button, a lot more of the LEDs are lighting up. The power LEDs are lighting up. Now we still didn't connect. There's one final wire that there was 3 wires, one on each side, that carry the power through to complete the circuit. And I don't like this, man. It's really close to the tab that's carrying the power through from the battery. I really don't like this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to splice this a little different. I'm going to cut an extension wire.
Do you need shrink boot?
No, I won't need shrink boot. Because of the fact that I took this apart and it's not factory, it's not built, it's, you know, the first time this thing was assembled, it was probably assembled by a robot. And I'm a human being. So what I need to do now, honey, is we need to prep this. Okay, and then let's trim it up. So the existing wire is a little shy now. The hole is pushed back, and it's just not in the best spot. So I am going to cut in a replacement wire that is going to have a little bit more slack in it. I need more. Yeah, it's a good thing that you're being so careful. Not like when I first came in here and lit this thing up. So, I don't know where my side cutters went though, and that's kind of
There's something blue over there.
trimming me out. Right, that's,
Oh, I can see the other ones are in your lap. Further down.
so like I said, this wire was not, it was just not quite cutting it for me. So I cut my own piece and stuck it in up there, soldered it. Now I got a choice. We could just yeah, there's like glue on this hole. Good junk.
Here.
You want to do it for me?
Wait. You're not. I can't see it because you're not facing me. So
That's right here.
this one.
Yep.
Tell me when.
Go. You got it, Toyota. So what she just did, she used a solder sucker, and you see that circle, the chrome circle? that used to be a blob of solder. So what I'm going to do now is prep this wire, prepare it, and give myself a little leeway as opposed to having it just makes it. I worked with a guy who used to fool people to think that he knew about electronics. This guy was a success as far as the way the world would look at me and the way the world would look at this guy was he was a success because he had a home and he was kind of a dirtbag guy. He lied to his wife all the time, and he used to do this thing when the cables, whenever we were wiring. I mean, he was never able to do what I'm able to do, and he could never do this. What I'm doing here, he would get 5 minutes into it and wreck something and go, God damn it, and throw it at the wall, and then drink and fire up his one hitter. But he used to do this thing with the cables where if he was running a cable from one thing to another, let's say it was an audio installation, it was a patch cable going from a mixing board to a compressor, if he could get it to where you could barely plug it in because the cable was so taut, if you tapped it, it would go like bow, you know what I mean, like taut, he would go, just makes it. And then he would do this laugh, and I'm like, you need to go get another fucking cable, bro. Like, that's you. It's funny now, but when someone clotheslines themselves on that thing and takes your mixer out and your compressor, you know. Okay. So,
Do you want this?
no.
Well, do you want to see how it goes? 'Cause
No.
they've got the plus and the minus on this.
Do you need a flare? I'm good.
Yay.
Look at that gay LED.
Another
Wait, I'm not supposed to say that. Festive LED.
drill.
Another drill for Petey. And, okay, this is 38 minutes, plus there was another 30. So that's an hour and 10 minutes plus the other half hour. So this project took me what would it be, Gumpty?
What was it? An hour and a half and 30? What did you say?
Hour and 38 plus 30.
Oh, well, an hour, 2 hours and 10 minutes?
Yeah. 2 hours and 10 minutes to do this repair. And it's not taking a fucking charge. I don't believe this.
Well, what I will say, it probably would have taken less time if you weren't filming it and talking and, you had more concentration on what you were doing.
It's not taking a charge, Gumpty.
Well, that's kind of weird. That's the way it goes on the charger, too. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, is that flashing?
The red light? Or what?
Yeah, it's flashing.
It did flicker or flash or whatever.
Okay. The LED pulses. You see it pulsing?
I did once. It's hard to tell the way it's...
Yeah, it's
running.
pulsing. It's pulsing, and it'll turn green when it's fully charged. Or when you remove the battery. So at this point, now the rubber meets the road because we've got to try to cram this thing back. After I modified it, this is where it never goes back together. Never goes back together. So these three go in here. We jam this in like this. Yeah, you can see now when you press the test button, you get two. There's 2 out of the 3 LEDs are lit, and I'll be able to charge this up fully, and it'll now. Okay, part of this is there's a piece of tape around the cell that I added. There's 2 pieces of tape on here that do not belong, and that the one piece of tape is masking tape. That's probably not a problem, but this red tape in here, this is spline tape. This is tape that you use to repair a book. And I got this spline tape from my mother. It's one of the things that I didn't get a lot of stuff from Mom, and that's one of the things that I inherited. Neither one of my brothers wanted it. I remember her explaining it to me, what it was, when I was a little kid, when I asked her about it. And I'm glad I have that spline tape. I remember her I remember feeling like I was a legitimate entity when she explained to me, when she took the time to explain to me what something was. And that's something a trait that I carried on in who I am now, is I feel the need to constantly explain stuff to everybody, and it never ends with the yak 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 for Petey. So yeah, I'm gonna have to edit this video. What you're seeing, if you watch this, was incredibly edited, because like I said, the original video was 2 hours and 10 minutes of me bent over swearing. I'm not sure what you'll end up seeing. I should just throw the whole fucking thing up. You know what? So, okay, the battery went back together. We did there it goes. It goes over to red, and it pulses. Ba-boom. 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 You can barely see it, but I can see it on my end. It's a lot easier to see. And Performax. I'm going to look this up. Performax lithium ion. See if they sell a replacement battery. So let's click over and Performax lithium ion. Oh, it's Menard's house brand. Uh, 12 volts lithium ion drill. Watch, they've got it marked down for $4. Well, 8-volt Performax PX12. Let's see what that is. So yeah, it looks like you can get something similar for $25. I'm not sure if that fits. That doesn't. No, it doesn't have the light up. The switch on the bottom doesn't have the LED. And you know what? I can replace all of those batteries. I can go in there again. And I will. When those batteries die, I will go in there and replace them. It's not that big of a deal. Actually, now that I know how to do it, it'll be a lot easier. And really the thing to do would be, don't even worry about those wire clips. Just do it with little pieces of wire. Just go in there where they have the tabs that bend up and come up. Just do it with a piece of wire. I mean, as long as it's rated. As long as you don't do it with a real thin, like nose hair piece of wire. If you did it with some braided wire, got it, smush it flat so it goes in the rectangular hole. I mean, the point is that those strips of metal are kind of fiddly to work with. So, as long as it fits, and as long as the power requirements fit through whatever you're going to substitute, So, it was $14 for the batteries and the drill set with the charger. And considering the amount of work that I had to do for it, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes worth of skilled labor. And that's why to me that the drill, it really was only worth like $3 with the charger. The charger isn't good for anything but that battery. I can't use it for anything else. It's another stupid heavy thing that I've got to store here, and that's what sucks about those things is they should just have a 2.1 mil DC connector. They should just have a port for it. Now what I'm doing here, I'm cutting the donuts off the end of the battery because those little paper separators, insulators, I recycle those rather than buy them off of AliExpress because they do sell them. And I rewrap those batteries is another interesting thing. Like this, I'm not real hot of this, the pink. These were the batteries that we got out of the laptop power pack tonight were in fact pink batteries. But you can just run your razor down it and that stuff comes right off, and you can rewrap them, and you can order whatever color wrap you like. And typically it's around a couple bucks. It's like, I think it's $2 for 100. And I've got some here. Here's some wraps. Oh look, I bought some of the little insulators too. I forgot that I got those. This box is full of little power packs, lithium-ion power packs that I've got at Goodwill. And those like I said, I'll use those power packs. I have step up transformers that will bust up. They'll bust up 5-volt DC to 9 volts DC, and that 9 volts DC is what all the guitar effects stuff, the guitar pedal. If you know anything about that, guitar effects run off of 9 volts. So we make music outdoors. That's what my wife and I really love to do. Love to play for you sometime. And we go outdoors and do that when the weather's nice. So that's part of how we power how we get our guitar sounds. Because you don't just use an amplifier, you got to have effects. You got to have amp modeling, which is a computer simulation of how like an old vacuum tube amplifier would sound, how it would distort, the distortion and all that, you know, and then the effects pedals. So use something called an amp modeler, something like this. And they do take batteries. Some of the smaller, cheaper units will take batteries, and they wear out pretty quickly. So we like to use the lithium-ion stuff, and that it just tends to last a lot longer. You know what I mean? Like, we're not running over to the Dollar Tree buying batteries, and more importantly, throwing them into a landfill. So yeah, this is a battery that we got out of one of the power pack that we bought from Goodwill today. And what I'm about to do now, before I cut you loose, is I'm going to install this into a flashlight, and we're going to see. So this is an 18650 flashlight. These run off of these same batteries, and you can get these flashlights from Fast Tech or Alibaba Express or eBay, and they're really unbelievably bright. These things are excellent. This is a Ultrafire XML-T6. This is a really good flashlight, and we've got quite a few of those here. We've got I tend to where's my flashlight? If it's not here, if it's not within arm's reach, I tend to get a little weird about that.
Like your pliers.
Like my needle nose pliers. And now I have another drill. I have a 12-volt drill, which is a lot lighter than my 18-volt drill. It doesn't really feel balanced right now because it doesn't have the battery in it. But this is a nice little drill. Thank you so much for joining me on this one. It was quite the journey. Now we got to clean this shit up. And I got some other, there's actually another project I have to take care of tonight before we dig into our porterhouse steak dinner. And we got...
I was just going to change that to the pizza.
Oh, we can have pizza.
Okay.
We can have frozen pizza.
Tomorrow.
We can have frozen pizza, yeah. Since you didn't smoke anything out on the PCB, and I was the only one who did that, I'll say fine.
Okay.
We went to we went down by the Des Plaines River and by Lamont Road and underneath the bridge down there to look for the submarines. The submarines are gone, but we saw a coyote, which was awesome. I was going and clapping my hands, and he was looking at us, and Donna was taking pictures of him. We got these action photos of this coyote. And then there was something else. Oh well. Oh yeah. I went to pick out. I've been on this thing since I don't drink alcohol anymore. I've been treating myself. I have this dried fruit, and then
It just sounds terrible.
that was pineapple. It's good. For dessert, I have Hudsonville ice cream, which is like kind of gourmet. It's like $4.25 at Walmart. Now they don't give you a full thing. It looks like it's a full thing, but it's smaller.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does.
It's a smaller thing, and it's $4.25, so it's a little bit more expensive. But this ice cream is good. And we went in there today. They've got these flavors like, Traverse City. It's like black cherry ice cream with fudge in it, and it's all of this stuff is real. The coconut ice cream is that's really good. But we found in the bottom of this, like where they have the
clearance
keto
section.
ice cream and shit off on the side, they had a thing left over from Christmas, special flavor, cinnamon cookie flavor. And I love cinnamon. So it's cinnamon this unbelievably rich ice cream, cinnamon cookie flavor.
Yes, I think sugar was also in the title too.
And we found that. And
maybe you can do a review.
Then they had marked down, they had little cinnamon cakes. So I got a cinnamon cake, like a little pie thing. And I got my cinnamon ice cream. So I don't care what's for dinner. I just waiting for that dessert.
Yeah, you'll have like
frozen
one
pizza?
piece of pizza.
No problem.
Like, okay, I'm ready for dessert.
All right, you guys, thanks for joining me on this one. It looks like we're coming up on the hour mark. I'm just going to upload this shit. So, now you know. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves, hug your pets, and peace.